Yeah, you there, Michael?
I'm here, Tim.
Excellent. And looks like we've got some people here too, some attendees as well coming in, so that's fantastic. We're right on 9 bells, so excellent to have so many people with us again today. Interesting, this has been our biggest take up of all the sessions so far, so pressure's on you.
Thank you.
There you go. Cool, all the attendees coming through. Thanks very much to everyone for joining us. Today's session is going to be a little bit different to what we've been doing the last couple of sessions, in the sense that Michael's going to actually run the show as a presentation rather than a conversation. We think this one that'll work a little bit better. So for those who haven't been joining us today, Michael and I just on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings been having little chats about different issues that are coming out from the stimulus packages and the like. Today, what we're going to focus on is a business continuity plan. You'll see that on the screen. Now, just a couple of things about the presentation today, so that you're aware for it, is, I'll look through here. There's Michael, that's his picture there as he looks in the office, and myself, two directors here. So our commitment—
Looks like Tim's cut out there.
Is it? Oh, cut out.
Yep, you're back again.
Okay, thank you. Our commitment today is to try to give you more information about where we're at. So what we'll also do is using Zoom. Zoom is a feature we're still working with and learning how to use, but we thought we'd share this screen today as well for a couple of reasons. One is how you can ask questions. So if you want to ask questions at all in Zoom, there's a panel for participants. You just click in there and you start typing your questions into a chat box. We've got Linda online as well, who'll be actually accepting the questions, and if there's things like you can't hear or the like, Linda can answer those during the time. Also, we want to make sure everyone's muting themselves, so if you're not muted, mute yourself, but I think we'll find everyone's muted out there. And last but not least, this show video panel. You'll see on your screen, if you scroll up towards the top, there's a more button there, and it says show video panel. If you click on that, it'll actually cancel video panel. There's two ways you can go about it. Michael and I are going to take our cameras off today so that we can have the whole screen being shown. So if you want to hide that panel if it's showing up on your screen, just follow those steps there to hide the video panel. So flick over to Michael today. Michael, as much as he's the Director and CEO of Sage Business Group, he also gets highly embarrassed when I say that he was named last year the Human Business Leader of the Year. What that means is he was actually voted by peers as being the person who led in the community greater than anyone for that 12-month period. Right now, we're going through massive change in our business. Our business continuity plan is in place. We're operating completely as a remote business now, which is so different to what we expected. So Michael's had to lead that charge. And what we're going to do today is go through some of the aspects of the business continuity plan, some of the things we've done, and then it again, slightly different to the other sessions we've been doing. Towards the end of the session, we'll actually be providing some opportunity for an offering and some templates and guides and services and support that we're happy to help you out with. So, but with that, I'll transfer the screen across to Michael, and he'll run you through the agenda and the like. I'll give.
Thanks, Tim, for that long introduction and the wonders of modern technology. I want to go through a few things today, and one of the reasons why we're putting these sessions on, because people have heard me before. We're living into our core purpose, and who would have thought, 10 or 12 years ago, when Tim and I and another director thought, what's our why? Why are we here as a business? And we came up with, we wanted to create lasting financial security for our clients and family with a balanced lifestyle, and we do that through education. I was just chatting to Tim 4 weeks ago. Yeah, if you had a look at lasting financial security, 4 weeks ago, business going along okay, yep, tick. Investments, yeah, property, shares, yep, tick. Wow, have a look at us now. So that's the importance of having these business continuity plans. I want to go quickly through today mindset. I wasn't going to touch on this, but these times, they call for something a little bit different. I think we're going to have a different mindset to what we've had in the past. So I will touch briefly on the mindset that you as the leader of your business and your family are going to have to adopt to get through these times. Obviously, we're going to have a look at building a business continuity plan, and components of that will be a little bit about yourself in that plan. Then you should have a bit about your team and also about your business. As with our core purpose, we're going to offer some support. We've got 4 options to talk through. Talk about your next steps, and then open it up to questions. So I'm flying blind here. I'm assuming you can hear me okay, so let's go. I want to introduce you to one of the things that changed the way I look at business some years ago. Basically, ORBED, or above the line, below the line. In business, in life in general, we get presented with, I suppose, situations where we have to decide how we're going to react. We can either react above the line or below the line. Below the line, we can blame, excuse, even deny. In this situation, we can actually blame someone for bringing coronavirus into Australia, blame the idiot who led everyone off the Ruby Princess in Sydney. Sorry, did I say that out loud? We could blame a lot of different people. We can make excuses that, you know what, I can't do anything about it. I'm in the lap of the gods and this virus. And worse still, we could go in denial and say that there's not really an issue. And doing that, we're putting ourselves and team and business and family at great risk. Or we can choose to operate above the line and say, you know what, I've got to take ownership of this, and I've got to do something that will, protect ourselves, the business, our family. And you know what? It might even mean closing the business now. I'm going to throw that out there early, because for some people, that might be the right thing to do. Hopefully it's not, but just putting it out there. We've also got to recognise that we're accountable to our team and our clients and our family at their time of greatest need. That's now. And we've got to take responsibility for protecting ourselves and team and our customers. And in turn, that will basically set the scene for the next 4-6 months, whoever it is. I've just forgot to be pressing the button. Sorry, I'm really not that great at this. But here are some of the other things that we look at and say, so when you're operating either above the line or below the line. Can I just say that everyone drops below the line? It's just a matter of recognizing it and going, okay, I'm going to stop up. I don't think I've met too many people that have never, ever operated below the line at some stage in their life. So, above the line, it's making a choice. You can tell when people are operating above the line when they talk about, I will do this, I will take responsibility. Below the line will be, well, you said, you're going to do that, and you said that we were going to get some government handouts, but what happened? So it's very easy sometimes to see when people are doing that. Below the line, we're justifying ourselves the whole time, playing the victim. I think that I want to leave this slide now, but the thing about this slide, if you go back and have a look at it, it's that word to the right-hand side. You have a choice. You have a choice to act above the line, and you have a choice and take control of the situation in hand. It's not a nice choice sometimes you have to make, but you know what? As leaders, we need to do it. Next thing I want to look at is called the be, do, have principle. And a bit hard to get your head around sometimes, but we might look at it along this way and say, well, you know what, when I've got through all these times and things are all right for me, then I'll be able to do what I need to be doing to help out the team and my family, and then I'll be the leader that I'll need to be. Can I say you can't operate that way? That have to be principle. It's got to be the other way. Flip it around. You've got to be saying now, who must I be as a leader? And what must I do in implementing plans and things like that, so that my business, my family has the best opportunity of surviving this? I hope that makes sense in terms of, flip it around. Who must I be and what must I do to have the things that I need to have? Anyone who's been to any of our sessions before will have heard us refer to the law of results. You know, decisions multiplied by actions equal results. Who must I be? Okay, so what decisions do I have to make as a business leader, as a leader of this family? What must I do? Okay, what actions must I take? We can make all the decisions we can dream up. Great ideas. You can have massive ideas, but if you don't do them, you get no results. Anyone understands basic maths. If you multiply something by nil, you get nil. So I like to relate it back to the law of results. Zig Ziglar, yep, you've got to be before you can do, and do before you can have. Just reinforcing there that the be do have principle. And finally, Sir Richard Branson model, just for those of us who have a team, and even a team can be subcontractors too. So, you know, we as owners, as business owners, we've got to think about obviously the team, customers, and our business in general. And how the hell do you split the time? And I can just give you an example. Tim and I have been going the last 2 weeks flat out. We need to split our time between our team, customers, and business. And one of the things that really upsets me is that I have not been able to get to every one of my clients to have a chat to them yet. But under the Richard Branson model, he's saying clients do not come first, employees do, and they'll take care of your employees. And what he means by that, and we've done that, is empower a lot of our team to get to our clients. Now, we still haven't got to everyone, which again, I will do, but by empowering our team, our subcontractors, they in turn can look after our customers. It's our customers who look after our business, and that in turn looks after us as an owner. Hopefully that makes a bit of sense. Now, I jumped the gun there, but I will say that sometimes that might be a little bit simplistic and oversimplified. But if we're acting above the line and remember when we're being who we need to be, then start with our team. If you don't have a team, go straight to the customers or your clients. Okay, enough of mindset. Let's get into the business continuity plan. Your plan should include something about yourself. Has to, because that picture there shows someone with an oxygen mask on. Again, anyone who's been to any of our sessions will have heard me say, when we're allowed to fly, and the announcement was before you take off, in the event of emergency, and there's a loss of oxygen, the mask will drop down. Who do they say to put it on first? Yourself. Why do they say that? Because then you can help other people. No different to business. So put the oxygen mask on yourself. Look after yourself. Get as much sleep and exercise and everything else that you can. I know it's hard because you've got things going around your head, but you need to do that. You need to focus on your family as well. Their health and well-being is extremely important. Make a plan for them as well. It should be part of your business continuity plan and a family continuity plan. Now, a really empowering thing to do is just do a personal budget. It doesn't have to be complex. It's just look at what we spend as a business, as a family over the next 1 to 3 months. I said to my team, if we learn nothing out of this, then the following, then okay, we've learned something, is that we have been saying for a long time, you need to have 2 to 3 months worth of operating expenses put aside in a safety net. And that's as a business and as a family. So those people who have done that are going to weather this storm a little bit more. So personal budgeting is really important, and asset planning and protection. Make sure that what you've worked hard for is protected to the best of your ability. That should be part of your plan. Team. You've got to include, as we said before, your team as part of your business continuity plan. Now, can they work from home? If they can, great. Then it's up to you to make sure we can keep the work to them. I've been very open and honest with the team saying this is what we're doing, and we're all working pretty much from home now or remotely. But unfortunately, there are some people who they can't work. But you know what, we've just got to do what we can. Surround yourself with the support that you need to develop the policies, the COVID-19 policies, because you know what, a lot of people rushed out and got them, but if you get them done now, they can be used for the next, hopefully never, pandemic or issue in your business. So your team must form a big part of your business continuity plan as well. Of course, your clients, you know, you've got to communicate with your clients. As I said, we're doing our best to get out there. We've got quite a few. So that's why we took the view that, you know, it was hard to get one-to-one. So we said, well, how can we best do that as a leadership group? Let's do one-to-many. Let's do these webinars to get to as many of our clients as we possibly can. Can you do something similar? If Tim and I can do it, I'm sure you can do it. You know, advise your clients of your COVID-19 policies. In terms of trade, always review them and talk to your customers. Now, you've really got to keep the oxygen, which is cash in your business, that's your oxygen coming through your business. So talk to your clients. It really is about communication. You've got terms of trade, you've got bills to pay. So get on the front foot and talk to your clients about it. Sure, you might have to enter into arrangements, that's fine, but you can't have your clients ignoring your terms of trade. You've got bills to pay. Now, as I said, cash is the oxygen to your business. You've got to do that cash flow. Your suppliers, have a chat to them about payment arrangements. And now, if you're in a business that can afford to pay maybe up front a little bit early, ask for a discount. I don't think your suppliers are going to knock you back, but if it helps you and your profitability and your cash flow, great, have a look at it. Yeah, look at your suppliers chain as well and just see if they've got enough resources to keep supplying you. It's great that you can maybe still operate and you've put everything into place with your business continuity plan, but if your suppliers haven't, make sure that that doesn't happen to you. Your contracts as well, have a look at all those. You may need to seek legal advice and on that to negotiate with your suppliers. But we had a session the other day about negotiating with banks and financiers and things like that, your equipment leases, and we've actually had some good feedback on that recently. So the banks and financiers are listening. Okay, that's basically what you need to include in your business continuity plan. I want to quickly touch on a couple of things here that you might turn to me, well, you might turn to me, but you might actually think, Michael, this is pretty basic stuff. And I'm going to say in response, absolutely it is, but in these times we forget the basics. So this is just a business cash conversion cycle, really simple in that day 0, you buy stock from the supplier. Day 45, you have to pay for that stock. Day 60, hopefully you sell that stock. And stock could be sometimes too your work in progress or your IP, but you sell whatever you're selling on day 60. And if your trade terms, or you allow your trade terms to be 60 days, that's 120 days before you receive payment. So in terms of cash, 120 less the 45 days that you got off your supplier, you're 75 days out of pocket. This should be part of your business continuity plan as well. Working out how you can squeeze that cycle. For example, and because we're accountants, we love numbers, but if your debtors are 50,000 and your turnover is about 500,000 a year, we calculate debtors in terms of days. How many days does it take you to collect your money? If we can squeeze, say, 10 days out of our cash cycle, just on a $50,000 debt, that's $13,700 comes to you a little bit quicker. Imagine if your debtors are $300,000. So measuring those numbers of debtor days, stock turnover, that is really important to squeeze that cash cycle. Again, basic, and you're probably used to think about it, but with everything that's going on in the world, you may just forget about that. Next thing I want to show you is the Business 101 cycle. Again, basic stuff, but I love graphics and visual. That's how I learn. So that's why I like this. That top left-hand corner there, Owners invest in their business. They put their hard-earned in, they borrow money from the bank, whatever it is, they invest in the business and they buy assets. It could be physical assets, it could be a team, it doesn't matter. You're buying assets and those assets are used to generate income. Hopefully, there's less expenses than income, and you end up with a profit. I'm not going to go around the side there. You can have a look at that later on, but they're the drains and gains of things that come in and out of a business. The big thing, as we said in the last slide, is turning that profit into cash, because I don't know, you're probably sick of Tim and myself and the accountants in our firm saying we see profitable businesses go broke all the time. It's because they don't pay attention to the cash. So hopefully, this is not you. Your profit turns into cash. Your cash then goes back to the owners. Now, the owners can either take drawings to live on, or they can reinvest that cash into further assets to grow their business, into more profit. And you see the cycle. The trick is to get that cycle going quicker. Okay, and it's a cycle. I'm not a cyclist. I really don't like riding cycles, but sometimes when you see them stand up in the saddle and they've got to pedal hard to get that cycle going. Well, guess what? That's what you've got to do now. You've probably done that in the past, actually, and you had your business to a level where you could sit back down on the seat and you could still, with the momentum, go along nicely. Unfortunately, you've got to stand back up in that saddle now and pedal like hell to get that business 101 cycle going around again. Okay, and also some of you online, I noticed, have been to our 7 ways to grow your business seminar when we're allowed to talk face-to-face and be in the same room. And in that, you would have seen us go through, these are the 7 ways that you grow your business. If you can still operate your business, fantastic, good on you. Have a look at these 7. If you can't at the moment, these are the things you should be looking at for when you get back on track. Say, I'm going to need to boost my business very quickly, stand up in that saddle again. So you've got to look at things like increasing client retention rate. Then you get on the blower and talk to your clients. Now, they're struggling too, probably. So have a chat with them and just be there for them as well, because you're going to need them when you're back up on track. Some businesses have had to just completely change the way they operate and generate completely different leads. Now, others a bit luckier, you just need to increase the number of revenue streams and therefore increase the leads that you're generating to your business. And it's all great to then have the leads come into your business, but are you or your team trained enough to be able to convert that prospect or that lead into a sale? Really important. Look at things like increasing the transaction value. Can you encourage your customers to buy a bit more? Are there other supporting products or services? And it's the old, do you want fries with that? Upselling, but it's got to be valuable to your client or your customer. Do things like try to increase the transaction frequency. I've seen examples of this at the moment on social media and advertising, where people are really trying to reach out to their clients and increase the amount of times they buy from them. Reducing your cost of sales is an important one. Look to your suppliers to see if you can squeeze margins. Reduce errors. I think they've got a sawmill, operator of a sawmill. You know what? I know for a fact that they're looking towards reducing the mistakes, the stuff-ups that the team make, because that increases their cost of sales. So look to all those sort of things for improvements as well. And reduce your overheads. Go through line by line, and I've spoken to a few people about this, and don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak. Look at all the expenses, and sure, if that's not going to add to you and your business or help you get through this or help you on the other side, then you know what? Maybe look at getting rid of it. But if you are going to need those things that are on in your overheads, part of your profit and loss schedule, then do your level best to keep that going. It could be your marketing and stuff like that. And there's a heap of expenses. I don't want to spend too much time on that. So your business growth equation is really important to you got to have that as part of your business continuity plan. A business bank assistance, we ran a session on Tuesday about that. Go and talk to your bank. I had some really good feedback of people going to the bank saying, I don't need you right now, because if you can get through and paying your commitments, keep doing that, because you're still going to, I don't think there's any banks on the line, but they're not going to give you a free ride. If they're going to give you a moratorium, you're going to end up paying for that and more later on. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Having said that, I think we said on Tuesday, don't look at that as a cost, look at that as an investment if you need to do that to continue with your business. But go to your banks and your financiers, and even if they're providing loans for cars, and get ready. If you need it now, ask for it now. If you don't need it now, just say, when I'm ready, if I do need it, I need to know that we're good to go. Really important. Business insurances. Now, I'd imagine I'm not an insurance expert, but I'd imagine there'd be a lot of policies that don't cover pandemics, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be reviewing your policies anyway about those things, HR matters and theft and PI and things like that. And you know what, shareholder and buyout, well, there may be some people thinking, I want to get out of business now. So just review your insurances as part of that business continuity, hard to say, continuity plan. In that plan as well, I'm just going to refer to that plan because it's too hard to say. There's government support and tax considerations. It'd be fair to say that our team, you can tell by my voice that I've done nothing but talk for a week and a half. And this slide's already out of date because there's things on there like the JobKeeper provisions. There's even state government incentives around payroll tax, but also there's a state government $10,000 potential boost. But you've got to jump through some hoops. So I don't want to go too far into this because we've done a series of webinars on these already, and we go from feeling we're on top of things and have a handle on things to, oh, hang on, they've just released something else. So back to the drawing board. But this has to be, this forms part of your cash flow. If you're thinking, and a lot of it doesn't mean cash coming back in, but if it means cash doesn't have to go out, that should be part of your cash flow budgets as well. So important to have this section in your continuity plan. Okay, time for a breath. There's a lot there, but it has to be done. And let's just say that your next steps, okay, as we're saying there, it's doing nothing is not an option. Now, we've set out for you how your mindset may have to change. There's been some ideas of what we can do in terms of stabilizing our business. And growing your business now and all those things, that just might mean limiting the damage. You might not be growing, you just might be limiting the damage. That's a bonus. We've shared this in general terms, very broad terms, because we've covered them. The government, well, they're not handouts, they're probably stimulus packages. So now it's time for you to decide what you've got to do. Time to put the mask, the oxygen mask back on yourself and make a plan to get through all this. And part of that is surrounding yourself with experts, whether it be us as accountants, your bookkeeper, your bank, your legal representatives, HR advisor if you're having to stand down people. Surround yourself with those people, and we're here to help you. Albeit remotely, we're here to help you. Remember, we've got to stay above the line. Focus on the things that we can do. Have that, be, do, have mindset. That's basically what your next steps are. Now, I said we'd give you some options, and I tell you what, I'm going to be open and honest here and a little bit vulnerable and say, Tim and I grappled with this. We're saying we really want to help as many people as we can. And we have been talking to We're Blue in the face, doing that. But at some stage we go, you know what? We've got to put the oxygen mask on ourselves and make sure that we look after our team and family and friends. So we're saying we're going to continue doing this stuff, but right now we think you need, well, no, we don't. We know you need some form of business continuity plan. So here are your options. You can actually go out and take what we've given you as an overview and go and prepare one yourself. And you know what? There's some people out there who will be very more than capable to do that themselves. So fantastic. What we said though is that there's another step. Step 2, we've developed a guide and a template to help you develop your own. So option 2 there is that if you want to take that option, we'll give you the guide, we'll give you the template, and we'll catch up on the Zoom or on the phone for 15 to 20 minutes to go over your plan. You do it yourself using our guides and templates. You do it yourself, 15 to 20 minutes, we'll catch up to go over it to see if there's anything we can add to it. And that's $490 plus GST. Third option, we'll give you the guide, the template. We'll book an online session of about 4 hours, and we'll go through together and create your business continuity plan. That's $1,250 plus GST. Now, Tim and I are very conscious. We're going, should we do this? We're not quite sure. So in the end, we sat on the fence a little bit and said, we know we're going to do it, but those prices are half price of what we normally charge. That's what it is. For the larger or more complex businesses, maybe you've got multiple entities and sites everywhere, we actually have a business associate that can do really complex business continuity plans. We're not going to go and put our hand up and say we can do that, because you know what, we could, but it'd take so much time of your time that we'll go to the experts. We're surrounding ourselves with experts as well. We're practicing what we're teaching. So there are your 4 options. And I think Linda will be sending through to all participants just a bit of a feedback form and a way in which you can give us a bit of an idea of which way you're thinking. So that's our offer to you to help on top of all these the free sessions. I think we're up to questions. Now I'm going to really test my technology ability and throw this back to Tim, because I've just about spoken as much as I can. Tim, can you hear me?
Mute, I can hear you there.
Okay.
Well done, Michael. And I might flick our cameras back on, if it's all right with you.
Oh yeah, okay. I can do that too.
There, and myself, with that on there. Awesome. Just a warning for any client who's planning to ring Michael today, probably wait till after lunch. I think his voice might be shot. So we've got any questions coming through here on the sessions. And one of the questions that came right in just then was about the business associate. How's that different? Difference being here is that the business associate we've spoken to and engaged, who's based locally in Sunbury, actually has a PhD in crisis management and has worked with organisations such as the World Bank, not-for-profit organisations and the like. So his doctorate in this. So he has dealt through these issues for businesses, and we're being really open and honest and saying we're not capable or skilled or resourced to be able to do every single client's continuity plan when they get into the more complex type scenarios, as Michael touched on, multiple sites, multiple entities. We need to really be honest and upfront with the clients to say we don't want to offer you a service that we can't deliver of that quality. So we'll answer that one. If anyone does have any questions though, but please pop some more in the chat box as well. If anyone wants to leave, by all means, just to leave down the bottom. You can head off now and away you go. There will be some feedback coming, which Linda will send through in the next hour. It's just a very, very short survey. We're desperately seeking some feedback. We did throw ourselves a little bit left field here and said, let's do this. We've been working on this for probably the last couple of weeks behind the scenes as well. And so we'd love your feedback on both the sessions, the offerings, how we can help and the like. Do you have any other questions there, Michael, that
No questions. And I did forget to mention that I know it's hard, to maybe. Actually, no, I won't actually ask that question, Tim. I've decided not to.
Okay, good decision. So let's just do this. Let's just thank everyone for coming along today. Really appreciate that you've had time to give to us. We do, as I hear, actually, there is one question that's come in, which just says, it all seems pretty basic. Why wouldn't we just do it ourselves? And absolutely, by all means, look, we're not saying don't do it yourself for 1 second at all. We're just saying do it. Do it. The law of results, decisions multiplied by actions equals results. So you must do it. It might be basic. The templates and the guides are really to try to accelerate that time frame. So to go from having to start from scratch to end up having, say, skip that first 3 or 4 days of thinking, and it's a step-by-step process. That's the aim of those templates and guides. So appreciate all that. Thank you so much for joining us today. We've gone a bit over our usual half-hour time, but I hope everyone didn't mind that. We'll be back on Tuesday. We're going to have a discussion this afternoon about some different topics we'll come up with, and Tuesday we'll be here. Things are still happening. One last one I want to touch on is just the Job Keeper announcements that were put through this week. And for anyone with the Job Keeper announcements, the key thing is jump on the ATO website and register yourself for Job Keeper. At the moment, that is all you can do. You can do no more than that. So really appreciate that. The other thing that, yes, did have a comment just came through. There's potentially government assistance for these continuity plans too. Michael, did you touch on that? Let's just got a question about that. Government assistance can be state-based, and there are some provisions for it and the likes, but please talk to us. If you're worried about the cost, talk to us about the government support, because there are options there available, and they're actually designed specifically in the forms to support business continuity requirements and planning. So please don't be scared off by that, particularly if you need some specialised support as well. That'd be a really important point. So thank you for bringing that up for us. So all good. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you again to Michael. I know that was a massive stretch. He's giving him an hour or so to get straight back in order. And look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Thank you very much.
Hey, everyone.